Hi, welcome to the Leonardo kitchen. My name is Aditi Khanna and I, along with Chef Leonardo, will be demonstrating how to make pasta in alfredo sauce. For this recipe, I will be using Leonardo's Spirale Grandi. I will also be using Leonardo olive oil, which is a very healthy medium for cooking because it hardly penetrates the food, keeping it easily digestible. For the rest of the ingredients, I have some finely shredded spinach, I have some finely sliced mushrooms, some chopped mushrooms, parsley, finely chopped onions, some garlic, 1 teaspoon of maida, olives and parmesan cheese, some milk and water, and for the seasonings I am going to use salt, pepper and nutmeg. What you need to do is heat a little bit of Leonardo olive oil, and once it is adequately hot, you are going to add the finely chopped onions to it. The onions need to be cooked lightly again since it is a continental recipe. They need not be browned. And while the onion is being cooked, I am going to mix my mushroom puree, which we readied earlier, with my milk. So this was mushroom puree made in water, and I am going to whisk it with a wire whisk so that it becomes one homogeneous mixture. So this is the mushroom puree which goes into my recipe. The onions are almost done. We are going to put the sliced mushrooms to the onions. Mushrooms also need to be cooked on high flame. If they are not, then they lose water and they get discolored. So cook the mushrooms on high heat for a minute or so. Make sure there is no water around it. Now I am going to add some finely shredded spinach leaves. The spinach should be nicely washed and pat dried before using. If the spinach is not pat dried, it also tends to lose a lot of water. Now before you add your next ingredient, it is very important to see that there is no water discarded by the mushrooms or the spinach, which means that the pan should be absolutely devoid of any excess water. This is going to take another minute or so on high flame. Do not lower the flame. This must be cooked on really high flame. After this is nearly done, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of maida. You could also add 1 teaspoon of corn flour to the recipe. Cook the maida for about 30-40 seconds so that it loses its raw flavor. Now we will slowly introduce mushroom puree to the hot mixture. Keep stirring it so that no knots form. So to the mixture of spinach and mushroom, we are adding our mushroom puree. If you think it is getting too thick, then you can also add some more milk to it. But this looks just fine. I am going to season it with salt and pepper and a hint of nutmeg. Nutmeg is nothing but jaffle, which is grated. Our alfredo sauce is ready. All we need to do now is add our pasta to it. We are going to add some parmesan cheese for flavor, and some will be used later for garnish. Some black sliced olives also go as part of the garnish. Parsley leaves, finely chopped, washed and pat dried. And our pasta and alfredo sauce is ready to serve. We will sprinkle some more grated parmesan on top. And this is our pasta in alfredo sauce.